Hello everybody, this is Louis Schroeder, photographer. We are here for Vintage Camera Shootout Round 4. And I know it's been a little while since Round 3, but we are finally here. Had some technical difficulties with a couple of cameras, and that slowed me down a little bit, and so much other stuff going on. But anyway, we are here for Round 4. Round 4 is photographed, and you will be able to vote for round 4 in this video between two cameras that I'll talk about in a second. But as usual, we have to go back to round 3, and I have to tell you who won round 3. Now, if you haven't checked out the video for round 3 and you want to, just follow the links, follow my channel there, and take a look at round 1, 2, and 3. But anyway, round 3, it was the Agfa Optima 3 versus the Waltz Wide. And you guys voted on the one that you thought was the best based on the photos that I posted. The winner of that round, of round 3, was the Waltz Wide by a very narrow margin. I would like to see more votes. A lot of people watching the video, but not everybody voting. So please vote, vote, vote. If you watch the video, vote. But anyway, the winner of round 3 was the Waltz Wide, a very interesting camera. Now it's interesting because the Waltz Wide is different than all the other rangefinder, vintage rangefinder cameras that I'm using in this competition, because it's wide. It has a wide lens. It's not extremely wide, but it's wider than all the other ones. Usually rangefinders, these vintage rangefinders, have a 45mm lens on it, and the Waltz Wide has a 35mm lens on it. So if you looked closely in the photos of round 3, you could tell which one was the Waltz Wide because the photos were wider. That was a concern I had, that it would be a giveaway, but had to go with it because the Waltz Wide was participating in the competition. And it won. It narrowly won. Honestly, I think I preferred the Agfa Optima, but by the vote count, the Waltz Wide won. So the Waltz Wide moves on to the next round. And so what that means is it gets into the semifinals. The Waltz Wide will compete against the winner of round 4. Now, the first semifinal is already set. It's the Yashica E35, Electra 35, and that's going up against the Konica 3. But we'll get to that in round 5, which is the first semifinal. Today, what we have here is round 4. And round 4 is between the Yashica Lynx 14E 1C. It's a long name, big name, and it's a big camera. It has a gigantic lens on it in rangefinder terms. It's a pretty big lens. It's a 45mm lens, and pretty hefty camera. I've had this one for a while. I can't remember this moment where I bought it. But it was probably an estate sale, maybe Goodwill, and it probably wasn't more than 10 or 15 bucks. So we have that camera, the Yashica 1C Lynx 14E. Now, there's been a change of plan as far as who it's going up against. It was supposed to be the Yashica Minister 3, but when I went to use the Minister 3, which is a beautiful camera, and it's the reason I wanted to use it because it's really cool looking, I just couldn't get it to work. The shutter was sticky, and I tried to repair that, couldn't get it to happen. So luckily, I had a replacement for it, and the replacement camera coming off the bench is a similar one. It's actually the follow-up to the Minister 3. It's the Yashica Minister D. So they went from 3 to the letter D. And I don't find the Minister D as pretty as the 3, especially because of the front of the lens. That the Minister 3 has those the sensor right on the lens, which makes it look really cool. Minister D didn't have that. It already had a different, more modern sensor. So that's who ended up participating in round 4, the Yashica Minister D. So we have Yashica Minister D against the Yashica 1C Lynx 14E Endless Name. And that's who we're going to have here. So watch the photos. I have the full view of the image taken and a crop version, so you can see a little bit closer what the photo looks like. And now, I had the film processed locally. I personally scanned the film. I did not do any color correcting. I didn't pretty up the photos. I didn't make them look prettier than they are, and because I wanted to keep things basically directly from the scan. So you're going to see the photos as they are, without any color correction and without any enhancements. What else do I have to say here, tell you about before we go on to the video? Oh, yes, and as usual, I have a little video snippet of the scene where I photographed, and then the photos follow after that. And this time, the photographs are mostly taken in my town pool that I go to during the summer. So after you watch the video, please select which photos, which camera you like the best. And then just please comment, leave your comment in the comment section with that camera A or camera B. And feel free to subscribe if you haven't yet, and like the video, and I really appreciate that. And I'll try to come up with the semifinal round 5 as soon as possible. Your thumbs up and your subscriptions motivate me to work quicker. All right, so thank you very much. Enjoy the video, and remember to vote. Bye-bye.